What toxic family tradition did you break that cost you everything? In my family, sons were expected to join the military by 18, no exceptions. For 5 generations, every male Harrington served, many dying before 30. My great-grandfather died in Normandy, grandfather in Vietnam, and my father lost both legs in Desert Storm. The tradition began with my great-great-grandfather, who believed military service was the only path to manhood. Growing up, my bedroom walls weren't decorated with sports posters, but with framed medals, newspaper clippings of family members in uniform, and maps marking where relatives had fought and died. My father would wake me at 5 a.m. every Saturday for training, grueling runs, obstacle courses he'd built in our backyard, and weapons training by age 12. Family reunions resembled military gatherings more than celebrations. My uncles and cousins compared deployments, while wives and daughters served food and kept quiet. They'd evaluate us boys, speculating which branch would make men of us. When I showed interest in science or books, my father would snatch them away, saying, "Harringtons, don't waste time with that civilian garbage." My mother never intervened. She'd been selected by my grandfather specifically because her father and brothers were Marines. I watched my older brother James enlist at 18, returning from his first tour in Afghanistan with vacant eyes and trembling hands. At night, I'd hear him screaming from nightmares, but in the morning, my father would proudly say, "The boy's becoming a man." When James deployed for his second tour, he left me a letter hidden in my chemistry textbook. "Don't let them force you into this life. I'm already broken. Save yourself." 3 months later, we received news that James had stepped on an IED. The military funeral was treated like a celebration of his honorable sacrifice by my father. That night, I found my mother alone in the kitchen, silently crying while clutching James's baby photo. "I've lost a son," she whispered, "and I can't lose another." She slid an envelope across the table containing $15,000, 0 cents in cash. "I've been saving since you were born. Your acceptance letter from MIT came yesterday. I hid it from your father. My 18th birthday was 6 weeks away, and my father had already scheduled my meeting with the recruiter." That night, I packed a single bag, took my birth certificate and social security card from my mother's hidden box, and slipped away while the house was dark. I left a note saying I needed to find my own path. I stayed with my high school chemistry teacher until leaving for college, changing my phone number and creating new social media accounts. 2 months into my freshman year, my roommate said someone was looking for me in the dorm lobby. My father stood there in his wheelchair, face crimson with rage. "You've disgraced 5 generations of Harringtons," he spat. "You're dead to this family." He threw a manila envelope at my feet containing photos of my grandfather's funeral. I hadn't even known he died. The last image showed my family burning my childhood photos. I graduated with honors in biochemistry and eventually developed a synthetic blood clotting agent that saved thousands of soldiers' lives in combat zones. When my research made national news, I received a letter from my mother, the first contact in 7 years. She'd divorced my father and wanted to reconnect. We met at a cafe where she explained my father had disowned me from the family will, banned anyone from speaking my name, and destroyed everything I'd ever touched in our home. 3 cousins had died in combat since I'd left. "But you saved more soldiers with your research than our family ever could by fighting," she said through tears. "I lost my inheritance, my family name, my place in the only community I'd ever known. But I broke the cycle of death that claimed generations of Harrington men. Sometimes the most honorable tradition is knowing which ones to end."